All right, so we are recording. Yes, we are. Okay, and this is 7 Levels of Communication Mastermind. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, and we've got Julie from Portland, and I'm in Michigan. Jeff McIntyre's in Michigan. Sean, where do you live?
New Jersey.
Oh, I asked you this before. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay. So we're recording this for those that can't come this morning. And we're on chapters 6 and 7 of 7 Levels of Communication. It's great content, and it makes so much sense. So Julie, let's dive in to this week's meeting.
The breakdown before the breakthrough. So, looking at my notes here.
Yeah.
Phone call, what I wrote in my notes here, phone calls is level 3 overall, but so in that pyramid, in that pyramid there, phone calls is level 3 overall, but the first level of the influential zone.
Okay, so phone calls is the first level of the influential zone.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, it's the first level. It's that yellow thing. So okay. Time blocking, phone calls, time blocking, call reluctance.
You got to read from your notes because you put good information in your notes, and I just put keywords.
Okay.
So
what I have for time blocking is he says that you've got to give them your undivided attention. Nobody wants to, be kind of in a conversation where they can tell you're not really there.
Right.
When
you're doing stuff on your computer, you get another text message and you're distracted.
Kind of thing. So give them your undivided attention. When you feel reluctant to call, it's really because you're being selfish.
Hi, Jeff. We can see him now. So that's interesting to me. That's an interesting way to look at when you get nervous to call or you feel you're like reluctant to call, to feel like, okay, you're being selfish because you might be able to help that person. You might have a connection for them. You might have something they need. So that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, it was an interesting way. It was one that I hadn't ever, I do struggle making those phone calls sometimes, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while, because, I don't want them to get the impression I'm trying to sell them something. And when really, if you try and look at it like you're actually you have something to offer them that could benefit them. It's really a selfish way of looking at it. I've never thought of it that way. So, so I have here, if you are thinking about helping the people you're calling and focusing on their needs, it's about them, not about you. Rank yourself after each call, 0 to 10 on a scale, and how happy was the person to hear from you?
I put 1 to 10, so it's 0 to 10. I have to give myself a 0 if they. I guess
I know,
0,
right?
like they hung up on me. That would definitely be a 0.
Yeah, you have some progress that can happen there. The way you get people excited to talk to you is to help them. Call with a heart in mind. They may need a contractor, a job recommendation, a location, for an event or something.
Right.
So take the time after the call to get them whatever they need. So in other words, follow through, right? You're connecting them to your referral partners, strategic allies, and others who can help them. their network grows bigger and your community grows stronger helping others. So, yeah, follow through is definitely key. I actually have an example of a friend of mine that I knew from a previous job called me, or he called me, and I ended up texting him, "Can I call you back?" I hadn't talked to him in probably 3 years,
Right.
and it was interesting to see, him on my phone. And when I called him back, it had to do with real estate. He and his girlfriend apparently are buying on owner contract.
Okay.
A house.
Land contracts?
At the beach. And they had this contract in front of them, and I'm thinking in my mind, oh, please don't ask me to give you legal advice, because I am not going to do that, and it's out of my comfort zone. But what I did tell him was, and he wasn't, what I did tell him was I can refer him to an attorney, a real estate attorney, and that's exactly why he was calling. Mm-hmm. He said, I knew you could help me, Julie. Well, when I hung up the phone, I've used a couple real estate attorneys, and I had one in mind that I told him I would get him to him, and I couldn't find the number because I couldn't remember the name. Oh, and I'm like, because it'd been a while, and I looked everywhere, and it took me. But I texted him back. I'm gonna have to get back to you, tomorrow. But I was like searching everywhere. I ended up Googling it on my phone, just scrolling through attorneys in the area.
If you could remember the name.
I gotta get this name. I gotta recognize one of these names. Sure enough, I recognized it, and it was saved in my phone 3 times. So I had to rename it because obviously what I had in there wasn't working. But anyway, I did get him the number, but it was that follow through. I made sure that I helped him. So
nice.
That's a good example.
Yeah, so, and when I first looked at them, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to have time. If I start, as soon as I'm done with the call, if I start doing what they need me to do right then, I'm going to get so distracted, I'm never going to get through the calls. But, he's like, you just assign yourself the action goal when the call's over, and then after you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That was the next time. Assign yourself one goal, at least one action item when it's over. Focus on helping them, not how they can help you. Mm-hmm. And that's huge. Because I even texted Kevin and said, I'm so glad I found that for you, because I was really struggling, and I didn't want to let you down. And he said, "You never let me down." And I'm like, "Aw," so that was cool. Let's see, and I have here, the person who talks the most dominates the conversation, but the person who asks the most questions controls the conversation. I had to think about that for a minute, and that is so true. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
It kind of reminds me of something, and I don't know if it's the best example, like especially on my part, but one of my agents that's on my revenue share team, she and I have been talking to another agent we know that has a team for Berkshire Hathaway. And the guy, I do like the guy for some reason, especially we get together in social situations. It's fun, he's a good guy or whatever, but he is so annoying because he thinks he knows everything. And somebody's messaging me something. Let's see. It seems like it's a good place. Jeff's saying it seems like it's a good time to suggest a book to read. Change your questions, change your life. Ooh.
That's a book?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. Thanks,
I think I had it really close. Hang on.
All right.
Sick.
So anyways, change your questions, change your life. So anyway, we've been talking to him for like 8 months about EXP, and he just keeps asking questions, the same questions over and over and over again. And it feels like he's doing it specifically to irritate us. It just does, and I'm just like told Rebecca, I'm like, I can't, it's like taking up my life, because,
That's funny.
And it's,
Not really.
but the strategies that, of just asking the question, why is that important to you? Tell me more about what, this question, then I'm turning around to dominate or to control the conversation more instead of just getting all like, I'm trying to answer your questions. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, to answer your questions. So that feels a lot better, and I'm going to try it next time. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, just, that's exactly right. Rephrase the questions and to make it to where they have to answer them. What's important about that to you. Trust comes from communication. For someone to buy from you, they have to trust you. 7 levels is about maximizing your communication to increase trust.
Did you find that book, Jeff? Did you have a copy of it? Change your questions, change your life. Okay.
And it really is about, well, first of all, asking questions gets you away from I. But it is about learning how to ask more questions, but even better yet, like ask the right questions. I've been through it once, and it's one of those that you probably could just have on repeat all the time. It's a good one. Actually, a lot like this book.
A lot like this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the author?
Marilee Adams. And it actually uses a story much like Rick Masters.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. When you've established a relationship to where you're ranking yourself in at an 8 or above on the call, you're moving into the referral zone of that pyramid. So that's good. And then there's some referral, an example, some referral conversations here.
Oh, sorry. I missed that one slide. Go. Sorry.
Okay. Birds of a feather flock together. Chances are people who are buying their first home or selling in a neighborhood know others who would be interested in doing the same. So to ask a client you recently sold a home to, you would use the word who, not do, and let's see, and work is another renter for first-time buyers like you into your question. So here's the question, an example of the question. David, it's been great working with you. Who is another renter or first-time home buyer like you who is looking to buy a home soon? So that's a good little script. Another script is, hi Rick, I know you're in, I know how important your time is these days. Can't read my own writing. I'm looking to grow my business, and I want to grow my business with great people like you. Something I found is that great people tend to know great people. So with that in mind, out of all the people you know, who is the next person you know who will be buying, selling, or investing in real estate?
Nice.
Yeah. Then after you ask, give them time to answer. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to answer. So in other words, it's okay if there's like silence for a little bit. Give them time to think. There is a specific part of your client's brain that you're going to activate to help get referrals. Sending them some conscious messages to find your referrals, just like affirmations. Like, oh, this one I kind of relate to. When you bought your car, did you notice other cars that were the same? Oh, I totally do that. In fact, I really want a white newer white Tahoe. I have a 2014 Tahoe right now, but it's the kind of a pearl color. But my mind, I'm constantly seeing white Tahoes and white Suburbans everywhere. It's funny. So this is an example of a particular part of your brain, the RAS, the reticular activating system. And it's funny, in the book, The Power of Consistency that I'm reading, Sylvia, that you recommended, it talks about the...
It's really all about using your reticular activating system to change the whole direction of your life. That's what that book is about. And using it like a true, like you're putting in the GPS system where you're going. And that's what that book is completely about. Yeah.
Give me the name of the book again, please.
Yeah, show the book again.
Oh, it's The Power of Consistency.
By Weldon Long.
Yeah.
It's The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long. It's the one that I told you guys about. He had been in prison for like 3 different times in his life between his 20s and 30s.
Yeah. I'm actually, with that book, I'm actually stopping and actually doing, he actually has you do activities in it before you go on to the next chapter, and I'm actually doing those, writing out stuff.
Yeah, because by the end of it, you'll have a prosperity plan that you will talk to yourself about every day. And it's just really in depth, but so simple and just really like regular guy terms. And it's kind of magical that way, I think, because it's not like all hooey voodoo, like scientific. It's just So that was the first book we read in this book club last summer.
Yeah, that's what I remember you saying. Okay, so the RAS controls what you focus on. It is what enables you to pick out your son's voice calling for you in a crowd, or pick out the same car you just bought when there are dozens of other cars on the road. So a script you can use with your clients. Mr. and Mrs. Client, now that you are buying a house, you have supersonic hearing and X-ray vision for real estate. You're going to notice that dozens of people around you are buying, selling, or investing. I ask that when you see or hear or meet a person who mentions real estate, you give them my card and give me a call. My promise to you is that I will respond quickly to determine how I can help them. Would you do that for me, please? So I like that.
Yeah.
The triangle of trust is the next piece here. When someone speaks highly about you, it's far more convincing than when you speak highly about yourself. Yeah. A third-party endorsement is huge. Look for opportunities to have somebody else sing your praises, introduce you to someone they know, or connect you to a connector. This is called the triangle of trust. It also works with stacking your appointments. If you're having lunch with an ambassador and a potential client, have the ambassador speak on your behalf to the client. This kind of that kind of reminds me of the last book, the Think and Grow Rich. Weren't there some? Now I lost my train of thought.
Okay, we're gonna
too early here.
We're gonna have Mercy and Julie. It's 3 hours earlier there, so it's like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying when you're having lunch with a potential ambassador, and a client comes up and you're like, hey, meet so and so, and the other, what were you gonna say?
I got it. But I think it actually is. So I'm getting all my books confused. I'm reading so fast. But it's when Michelle says that she does those parties after
housewarming parties. Yeah,
the Miracle Morning parties. So I was just thinking that obviously when you're there, celebrating that your clients just bought a house, just got into their brand new house, and your client is going to obviously, tout especially the person who's putting on the party for you and paying for all the stuff, right? Your lender.
Right.
So that's kind of an example of a third party endorsement, right? To all your friends and neighbors. Also, gave me.
I'm excited to do one because I have some clients that once they get into this house, they're going to be so happy. And it's a beautiful house. It's like a complete remodel of an old house, like from the studs, Yeah. And so it's a nice, big, beautiful house. It's going to be great to have a party at, first of all. But I know the lender would love to help out with that. And they're newer to town. So they have jobs. So what my plan is to work with the lender and first of all, ask this young, who do you work with or who do you know in town that you would love to, get to know better and invite over to your house for this party. And so invite them and then also have the lender come and possibly maybe invite some of his potential clients,
Sure. Yeah, because he'll want his potential clients or prospects to see him in action, right?
Right. And then I'm going to invite the inspector that came and see, he'll come and maybe he'll bring somebody he works with. And then I'm going to invite some of my past clients that live in the area. There's a couple of couples actually I think of that are also new to town. And so I'd love them to come. Cool. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I let them know that I was going to do a housewarming party for them, and they're like, really? So I'm really excited to try it.
Oh, I can't wait for you to report back on that.
I know.
Okay, so the spokes to hub strategy is like the triangle of trust on steroids. This is where you get several people to speak to a particular connection on your behalf. Okay, if you know several people who know someone you want to connect with, have them all reach out to that person. So the triangle trust at work. Yeah.
So like if there's somebody I want to meet in town, like let's say I want to meet the mayor, I've never met her before.
Yeah. I
can start asking, who knows the mayor? Who knows the mayor? Okay.
Yeah.
How can you introduce me or let me, tell her that she should meet me? Yeah.
Yeah, so say you're looking for a few CPAs to refer business to, right? Then you ask them for anything you need to know about him, like or her, like what they like, what he's like, something that you could have in common, like he loves sports, he's married with 2 kids. Then you ask, them if they can call them now. I have another example this week. It's weird how these things are, I'm actually doing them, but not really realizing I'm doing them until I'm actually sitting here with you guys now, thinking back. But my mom, my husband's a contractor, and of course my mom was asking me, we really want to paint our house, which that's not our favorite trade to do. And my husband's just way too busy right now anyways, but I told her, I said, Mom, I can refer you a couple of painters and, get a couple estimates. And I said, how about if I let me call Brock. I'll call Brock right now. It's been a while since I talked to him anyways, like probably years.
Right.
But he came to mind, and I'll even see if he's still in the business, and it'll give me a really good excuse to connect. And I did, and he is still in the business. And I gave him my parents' number, and then I talked to my parents and gave them his number. So I was connecting the 2 of them. And now I connected with Brock, and I'm gonna reach out to maybe get together with him and his wife and my husband and I. So it actually opened up a door there that is really cool. So,
well, honestly, okay, so right now where I am in life, like I love this. Like, I think about our Homekeeper app.
Which I have not set up.
You haven't, okay, that's your, do it. Because there's so much you can do with it. Like if you just get to create the account, that's just create the account today, okay? And don't worry about everything else.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, yeah, action item. And don't forget, there's a specific EXP link you have to use to get the premium full free. Like if you just sign up for free, it's not what you want. But anyway, in our Homekeeper app, there's so many opportunities to recommend other people, and then your clients, so in our branded blog posts that we get through EXP with Homekeeper, it's branded to you with your information at the top, and then like the picture of what's going on. Like, so yesterday, the blog that came out was like how to calculate your property taxes.
Oh, I saw that in my email.
Yeah. And then, and then it gives recommendations. It's got a search bar for recommendations in this, and for the recommendations that automatically come up for this particular article are mortgage professionals. So the people I've recommended are at the top. There's some others there too, because I could delete. There's like everybody that in our area that's been recommended on Homekeeper ever is in there, and I haven't deleted all that out yet. Because I'm still working on building that section, but all the people I've personally recommended are at the top. But then they can search, like if they're looking for, a CPA or whatever, they can search, and then anybody that I've recommended to claim their profile are in there. So like I love to build that more, because especially if you guys use the Nextdoor app, people are always asking for referrals. I need this. I need an electrician. I need a roofer. I need a painter. Like all day long. That's what, And so anyway, I want to do that so much better. But so I want to start doing these networking appointments, these stacking appointments. And like I had a really cool thing. I don't know why I thought it was cool, but I was excited. As an electrician, just a local electrician, just a simple guy on LinkedIn messaged me, and he's like, I'm an electrician in the area and I'm looking to grow my business, and I see you're a realtor and I wanted you to know that I can be of assistance to you, and gave me his phone number. And I'm like, that is a good job for him. Like, I don't think enough like electrician contractor people do that kind of thing. So like he's somebody I want to call and say, let's meet, and like maybe he can give me more referrals for contractors and people he knows. And then I want to put him in my Homekeeper app, and I want to do some of this. But right now, you guys, I work already as it is, like from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, and I don't even get to watch TV anymore. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I've got to find a way. Anyway, I'm sorry. We digress. Jeff, what do you want to say? I can see it. I can see it in your face.
It's pretty good. That's perceptive. No, I just, the networking stack is right now is my biggest challenge. I've actually, since we started this book, I've implemented a better 1st and 10, a power hour. I have a bunch of handwritten notes going out, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. It feels good, doesn't it?
I was going to just ask you, you had a restaurant you were going to stack at.
And that's definitely my place. The issue I'm having is scheduling enough people. I'm realizing now, like, for it to work out during typical business hours, I'm looking at pretty much my business connectors, not necessarily my, client referral type stuff.
Right.
And that's become a little challenging to schedule, more than one consecutively. Frankly, I've had a couple of 3, I guess, lunch meetings. And actually those 3 that I had appointments with, I called them all the same day. It was 3 out of like the 6 or 7 that I called that day. Just none of them could meet the same day, period. So, man, I'm networking, but I'm not stacking. I'd like to.
Can you, do you have a Calendly app thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I was going to say that could help, but maybe it's just going to take some time and consistency. And
well, I think it's about volume, frankly. If I want to, I have to be meeting with quite a few people if I want to be able to start arranging, stacked meetings or whatever. But this lesson in particular is timely. Just on how to ask or how to structure the conversation without sounding like me.
Right.
I have a very challenging situation today. I have a stager that's on my team. Her and her husband are past clients of mine. They are the type of people that are amazing at, hey, I know a real estate agent. You need to meet him. I'm going to call him right now, and I'm going to give him your. They're awesome at it. He just died yesterday in a car accident.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
It's miserable.
I am so sorry.
So, but I have this is one of those things where, like, the human in me typically is, this kind of situation, like I have a natural fight or flight.
Yeah.
I go bury myself, somewhere and don't deal with it until they've settled down, and then I go seek them out later.
Right.
Well, I can't do that with this one. I'm going to go there.
They're like family.
And I don't know. I'm not, and it's one of these, it's personal. It's very, very personal, but these are people that have taken care of me.
Yeah.
So
they're family to you.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do is show up. I mean, that's going to mean so much to her.
I kind of dwelled on it last night, but like imperfect action, right? Like just go and
just go. Be yourself. Just go.
Just show up, and just all you can do. You can't even say, "What can I do for you?" All you can do is be there and see what needs to happen.
Yeah, and just do it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
It's almost, I want to use the word stupid to me that here we are studying this, talking this book, and there's so much like life stuff in this book that that's just a book about. But that's what I was talking about last week, though, about being so organic and so natural. Anyway, I thought you.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that. I'm so sorry, and that is so difficult. Wow. It just feels terrible for her.
Yeah, they have 5 children, 5 young children.
Oh, God. How old was he? Is he
he's 36 years old.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just a miserable thing. But point is there's an opportunity for me to take real, natural, very, very personal and sincere action. Yes, I can kind of base it on some of this stuff, or use this stuff as a base, but that's where I'm super conscious, though, about, like, don't be that greasy guy that shows up with a logo coat.
No.
Like, I don't know. But that's what has always.
I don't think that would even be a question.
Yeah, it's like that's your coat, whatever.
I don't know you very well, but from what I can tell is that that's not you, so you wouldn't do that anyways, but
But it's one of those, I don't know, I work 2 blocks from the funeral home in town. The funeral home owner is my in-laws. That's my family business, so to speak. So, but every time I've gone to the funeral, which, is twice a week, it seems like I always have that fear, like they're going to be like, oh yeah, yep. Like an ambulance chaser kind of. So that's why I tend to bury myself and wait till things, calm down. Anyway, I got off topic. I apologize, but
but you know what? That's kind of I know this is
real.
It's being real, but also it has to do with that call reluctance thing. I know you're thinking about yourself and how you're going to be perceived.
Yeah. There you go.
Totally. Yeah.
So you need to get over that and just know
Good
that
Sylvia.
You're needed, and you just have to, clear your schedule for today or part of your day and just show up and see what needs to be done. And if there's, I don't know, does a car need to be cleaned out? Does something to be nailed to the wall? I mean, especially for her over the next forever, there's something that her man was going to do for her that now is never going to get done. That she doesn't know how to do, or it's too hard or it's just too much to deal with. She's got
Or
5
something that her husband always did, with, you know, with maybe.
pick out the garbage. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just go see what needs to happen and see what you can do to do it without asking. Can I just do it?
Yeah.
Right.
That's all you can do. It sucks, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's but real life stuff here. That's
Yeah. So,
we're almost done.
yeah. So I have here, that's how you increase your community with top quality people. You're getting warm intros to top performers. The client is referring you, so they get a win with their CPA, right? If they, you know, referred the CPA.
Right.
Are you the chosen one? If you have a friend or neighbor who is looking to sell their home, you would recommend they call. The key is how you react after they tell you. You need to react positively. You know, get out of your judgment and into curiosity. If they say someone else's name, you need to say something positive about that agent and ask how they know, you know, each other. Yeah. Ask them what they like about that person. Ask them what it would take for you to be their guy if they say you show them appreciation. So you know, so then there's 2 books that that are recommended here, and it's The Fred Factor by Mark Sanborn, and how passion is your work in life can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and the audiobook. And then The Gogiver by Bob Berg and John David Mann, a little story about a powerful business idea. So those books sound kind of good.
Yeah.
So communication plans. A failure to communicate. Rick lost a sale to a past client because he did not keep in touch with them when he called them from doing his 1 in 10 calls. But he was happy for them, and so he kept his cool. We're working on a communication plan, not a marketing plan. You market to someone that you communicate with your clients. So, you know, build your community, and you build it by communicating. Communication of influence is your database, your network. Build a community by staying in the referral zone. Yeah. And again, communication is how you build trust. So the ultimate memory jogger. This tool makes sure everyone gets in your database: doctors, dentists, lawyers, etc. Grading your database: A+, A, B, C, and D. So
I want to mention really quick the ultimate memory. Great. I have a copy of that. I'll put it in our group.
A copy of what?
The ultimate memory jogger.
Oh, good. Okay.
I have a ultimate memory jogger sheet, and I actually got it originally, I think, off Jonathan Dupree's Real Estate 101 class. He posted it early on when he first came into EXP. So I'll just copy it and put it in our group too, because it relates to this book. So I'll do that today. Okay.
So A pluses in your database are your ambassadors. They're people who refer you multiple times a year. Okay. So, and the A's are your champions. They refer you once a year on average. Yep. And then ambassadors have a large network and are outgoing personalities. The B's are your potential champions. C's are your friends and family. And D's, that means delete. These people have never sent you a referral and never will. Yeah. Proactive communication, building a successful referral base business, you have to communicate intentionally. So set up a plan for all the grades in your database and how often you will call them, you know, and on what days. And then you have to figure out what your objective will be when you call. So ambassadors deserve the most communication, like 1 call per month. Schedule them in the hour of power calls and quarterly into the networking stack.
Okay.
You need to be communicating your solutions to your community on a daily basis. Ambassadors get 1 call per month and a one-on-one soon after.
Okay.
Using a reoccurring event, feature, or action plan in your CRM to make sure you communicate with each person throughout the year. And then they say the best bang for the buck are phone calls. The success series, send story 1 to everyone by email, send story 12 to everyone by direct mail. And then next month, you'll email story 2 and send story 11 on a postcard.
So can I ask a question? I'm sorry. Is this communication plan in the regular like hard copy book?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I have the Kindle.
Okay.
I don't have the hard copy book.
But is it in the Kindle?
Yeah, that's how I made that up.
No, I'm just asking because I have the audiobook and it doesn't say that. It's like
yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So it's in the
yeah,
with the words written on
it's
something.
Right at the it's right. Let me get it here. It's right at the end of chapter what is this 6 and 6? Right at the end of chapter 7.
Okay.
But here I'll just go back real quick.
So the success series that you're talking, is that called the success series? Those stories?
Well, yeah. See?
Okay, yes, kind of see, but okay.
It says the success series. Yeah, one last thing Coach said warmingly. You remember those success stories you've been working on so hard? Sure, Rick said, trying not to roll his eyes. He had been emailing various edits back and forth with Coach for weeks. Now you're going to use all 12. You're going to send story 1 to everyone by email this month, story 12 to everyone by direct mail next month. You'll email story 2 and send story 11 on a postcard, and so on throughout the year. We call it the success series.
Does anybody have their success stories written out?
No,
I don't. Thank you for making me feel good. It's on my list, but like I think that's some detailed, intense writing.
That's some intense work. Yeah, I need to order this book so I can look at the words. So that's going to help me because I just have it on audio. So I'm going to do that today.
Yeah. So success attracts success is what the last thing that I wrote in there.
Okay. So
do you guys have any other, is there any, we went through that pretty fast, but does anyone have any input?
Yeah, Sean, do you have anything to say? Wade? Pat? You'd have to unmute yourself.
I shouldn't be doing it. It's not in the system. No, everything was great today. I appreciate this book club that we have going on. Jeff, I'm sorry to hear what's going on over there in your neck of the woods. But be there for him, and you got this. So. Oh, no, I intend to do it like
until. Thanks, Sean. That was nice. Wade or Pat, do you have anything? You'd have to unmute yourself if you do.
I'm dealing with the flu right now, so that's why I haven't been saying much. But
that's okay.
This is a great book, and I've started it and stopped it, and started it and stopped it, and I need to just buckle down and do it because I think it's the secret to success.
Yeah. It's got, I just think so too. So especially, I mean, you know, I look at all the people in like EXP and they're all upset, like they can't figure out how to get KV Core to work or whatever. Like if you're not techie, just do this. You don't even need KV Core if you just do this, you know, but anyway.
Yeah.
So funny, that's also really cool you bring up that part, Sylvia. Somehow within our RevShare group for a little while, I got known as a KV Core expert, which is definitely a stretch
right
of the words, but
you're going to be sorry you told me that.
well, so I'll follow up, Julie, but I used Conversion before I came to EXP a year ago. I was familiar with the platform, and as far as what's out there and the power of it and the scope of what it can do, it's definitely one of the better lead generation programs out there. But that's so at my previous brokerage, everybody there thought I built my business off of Facebook. You know, he's a social media genius. He's a social media genius. Well, and that is incredibly far from the truth as well. What I started realizing when I read this book is, first of all, like, haven't been very good at most of the items recommended in this book. Like I don't have an actual action plan to do this stuff, but I've always told people that the reason I'm in this business is to help take care of the people that are going to be buying and selling houses. I don't want them going to, actually it's literally the person on the other side of this wall right behind me, in a downtown building. They're next to, anyway, but knowing that these people that I grew up with and I, you know their families, I don't want them getting hosed over by another agent. I want to be the one to take care of them. Anyway, so many people have it misunderstood that all the techie stuff, they really think that's where the business comes from, and it's just it never has been. Mm-hmm. But so this stuff, man, you don't even have to have an email address, I don't think, if you want to.
Right.
What's funny is that this since January when I decided after 13 years I'm going to really focus on real estate. I of course I'm trying to think, okay, KV Core, I'm going to totally get that. I started doing the planting the little seeds in the social media and stuff like that. And so KV Core I'm struggling like Sylvia is now. I made the reference to one of my lender friends the other day that the water is boiling. It's not boiling over because I have one of those wooden spoons over the top of it. And that is a real trick too. If you boil water,
it is a real trick.
Spoon, the water will not boil over. So they thought that was funny and laughed, but it's true. I am so slammed right now that I can't. The KV Core is just on the back burner. I can't get to it. But it's there. It's written down. But it's so many people are reaching out to me and asking me for help with real estate, and that I'm struggling to keep it all straight right now. And I'm doing it old school, which is like writing it down and making sure that
that's the best way. I think that's a great way. And and so and I just want to say, for KV Core, I mean, you can generate like a shit ton of leads, and you can convert those leads, but then it takes just as much work that it does for this other way. You have to really follow up. But I've converted leads and I've generated leads, and it's worth it too. I mean, I think, it's nice to have a variety of lead sources, and especially if you're somebody new in town, as you don't quite know enough people yet and you're just working on that, having KV Core as a strategy. Or if you have a team and you have, or you have other agents even in your revenue share group that you want to be able to give leads to, KV Core is a great way. I mean, there's great things about it. I'm not dissing on KV Core. I'm just saying, as Wade was saying, your business is going to take care of you for the rest of your life by doing things in this way, this referral way.
Yeah.
So,
I have a quick question that's a little off that subject, but it's about listings. So I think I'm going to be getting 3, like all of a sudden, all at once type of thing. Do you guys have I mean, I know through the marketing, they have like a checklist there, but do you guys personally go through a little, list of, I mean, I obviously, I know how to do it because I've been an agent for 13 years, but I was just wondering if you guys have a simplified like plan that you guys checklist, okay, call the sign company and, put it on this website. And, do you have like a checklist or whatever that you guys personally use?
So with my team, we currently still have dot loop set up. And what we do is we have an 89-point plan for our sellers. And what we'll do is with dot loop, we'll send them a notification saying that this was checked off and this was checked off as we go through the listing process.
I might want to look at with that, Sean, someday. Not today. I'm going to write that down.
I honestly don't have to do much of that. I have an admin team that takes care of it. So Charlotte and Jimena are really on top of it for me. But I can send you our 89-point plan so you guys can look at it.
Cool.
Can you just put it in our group, or in our Go-Getter Book Club, or do you just want to send it to the people that are on this list?
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll
put it in the
either
group.
way. It doesn't matter. I'll put it in the group.
Put it in the group. Put it in the group.
Yeah.
Because only some of us are going to actually do anything with it. We know from how people are. Jeff, what are we're going to say about what you do with your pre-listings?
So it starts from a checklist every time I create a new part of the process or whatever. But honestly, after that, it kind of I trust my memory and the flow of things to do it. I have a giant whiteboard in my office, and when I get a new listing or a new pending or whatever, I'll kind of write up the basic steps up there so I can see it every day. But each basic step probably has 20 sub steps to it. Yeah. But after a while, it becomes muscle memory, so I don't faithfully follow a checklist.
So, and I use Folio, which is like a Gmail app. And so once you have a listing going, you can start a listing there, and then you can develop a timeline, and you can add your client to it, and it'll show the timeline of what everything's going to happen, and you can invite them to see the timeline. And then as more people get involved, like the title company, whoever, they can see the timeline too, or you can invite who you want. And then it's nice because then it sends me emails to remind me to do stuff. And for my life, yes, I got to write some thank you notes. I had a home buyer seminar last night, and
nice.
It was successful, and I need to write thank you notes to everybody that came.
A first-time home buyer seminar. I'm doing one next Thursday.
It wasn't first time. Anybody was invited, but what we did it at a Alan Edwin home, which is a new construction home, and we have a representative that a couple of us realtors with EXP work with. And a lot of people don't know that you still use a realtor when you buy new construction, even if you're going to the sales reps showroom and customizing home, you still have a realtor, or if you're buying a spec home. And so what is cool, so we just, she talked about if you want to buy a brand new home, whether it's a spec home or a custom home, kind of the process that they go through. But we geared it towards, first time home buyer, upsizing or downsizing, interested in new construction, or first time. We just, we put it all out there, but I was the only one that had guests, and it was perfect.
Did you personally invite them?
I did. I had one couple. I had two sisters. I had another client. She had to bring her son because she lost her babysitter, and she's married, but he couldn't come. And then I had a potential agent, EXP agent, who's getting her license. And then I had a KB core lead I converted come.
That's good.
Yeah. So I was, but it was just like it just kind of goes to show you, because my realtor partner, Rebecca, and the lender, they boosted the post, and they, for the event, and they got all kinds of clicks, but not one person showed up that even responded to the event. But my people did, because you know what, they already know me, they have a relationship with me, and so it's another testament to this.
Which is funny.
I was gonna say, the other vendors that were there were so happy. People were there that are just sincerely interested in, you know, everything they had to offer. So anyway.
Yeah, I boosted the first time homebuyers class that we're putting on this next Thursday, and I'm putting it on with an insurance agent and a lender, and I'm the realtor, and I've been basically.
You gotta go. Bye, Jeff.
See you, Jeff. I've got about 4 people coming, but I don't know of anyone else. So, but it's me really pushing, trying to.
Yeah, and you have to work your ass off, Julie, to get the people there. I mean, and then I called them in the morning. I emailed them the night before. I texted them with the directions of the map. You know, I mean, I was on it. Yeah. And so, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It was, yeah. But, you know, because there's a lot of home buyer seminars going on. And the thing is, like, I don't want anybody that I know to go to any other home buyer seminar.
Yeah.
You know, and ours was cool, like, because Alan Edwin, we got, I don't know, you guys have Qdoba where you are?
Yeah.
It's like you know, so she got Qdoba. So we had a great dinner at this beautiful model home, and everybody like ate, and they took a tour, and they went around the house. And so it was just a really great environment, you know?
Yeah, they felt like this is personal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so couches and stuff, and yeah, it was cool. So anyway.
That's really cool. That just gave me a really good idea. So do something like that with home builders here.
Yeah, I should tell you too, I promised some of my friends I would not start any more groups in workplace, but I lied, and I did. And I started called Events Mastermind. It's an events mastermind, like how to generate business with events.
Cool.
Check that on workplace, because a lot of us are talking about home buyer seminars right now. And then we can talk about housewarming parties in there, and we can talk about, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Right. I'm going to go get in there right now.
Okay. Well, does anybody else have anything to say? I want to thank everybody for joining us, and have a great rest of your morning.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye, Wade.
Okay, cool.
Okay, bye.